Welcome, Internet, to the Place of Video Games podcast. It's your boy, Dat Ninja Dev. Hello, Chris Hansen. And I'm joined, as always, by Johnny Eat the Hype Reese and Delvin, who is respecting women today, Cox.
God damn, what you mean you respect women today? I respect women all the time.
Sir, I saw the videos that you shared with us privately earlier. You sure you want to say all the time?
Her.
You want to say all the time?
I respected her a lot. A lot. I respected her.
Super
respect.
You respect her.
What do we call him? Respect, right now.
Yeah, her director skills, her videography skills, I think you respect.
I mean,
R.
Kelly respected women too, right?
Oof.
Whoa!
Ooh.
I'm not even going.
That voice that you just heard, that you haven't heard in quite some time, we'd like to welcome back to the podcast, PSVG Kevin.
I don't know if we'll do.
Thank you. I like what you guys have done with the place, although I noticed there is a very distinct odor. I'm not quite sure what that is, but might want to have somebody look into that.
I know what it is.
That Ninja Dev. That was great. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It really is.
Well, gentlemen, this has been a week. I feel like everybody's coming in here super low energy. I'm exhausted myself. So let's try to get some energy going. Let's get it cracking. Let's bring up the level, man. Let's get into what have we been playing. And as usual, we start with our guest, PSVG Kevin. What have you been playing?
No, geez. Yeah, so I not a whole lot since last week. I was away on a family cruise, but prior to that, I did get to review ahead of time the
Family
Shredder's
cruise.
Revenge, which I know.
When I'm at
Family
globe-trotting the world and sailing the seven seas and oceans with the family on our
or cashing out my 401k to take my family on a trip. But yeah, sure, we'll go with yours.
Globetrotting.
You know, yeah, the Bahamas. One of the
Mr.
stops
Worldwide.
is Orlando. That's
Kevin.
Mr. Worldwide.
Kevin Austin.
But yeah, the Shredder's Revenge, I reviewed that. I freaking love this game. I know everyone's heard me already kind of blast it all over Twitter, but if you're a Turtles fan or a fan of the old Turtles games, it's perfect. It's exactly what we wanted. I've played multiplayer, 6 players, absolutely bananas. So I'm not sure I'm a fan of that, but up to like 4 people, it's still pretty good. It's just, it's a great love letter to what the Turtles games were. Of the past. The only complaint I had really was that you couldn't select Casey Jones from the start. You have to beat the game first to unlock Casey Jones.
Like
I mean, I get why.
Yeah,
They want people to play it again. Like, I totally get it, but like, I mean, come on, you gave us April and Neil from the
people
start.
like grinds. I want to grind for characters.
Hey, I appreciate
the game is
it.
like 3 hours long.
Beat
It's
the
not really
game.
grinding. But,
Get Casey Jones.
Yeah.
I like the incentive personally.
and he is definitely goated in this game too. He is a really good character, so can't fault him for that. Other than that, I did dive a little bit into Lego Star Wars. Finally, I had it since the launch, but hadn't even booted it up. But just randomly decided I want to mess around with that a little bit yesterday. It's the next generation of Lego games, so it's a step up from the previous ones in graphics and audio and stuff like that. But it's still very much a Lego game. You got that fun humor in it. Almost through episode 1, I decided to start with the really bad Star Wars movies and work my way through in number order, I guess, what you could say. Other than that, I did try the Live a Live demo briefly on the Nintendo Switch earlier today. That game
Live Alive
looks great. Live Alive? Is it Live Alive? I don't know. Live a Live,
Live Alive. Which one?
I don't know. Yeah, you guys tell me.
I don't
I
remember.
thought it was Live Alive, but I don't know.
Maybe it is. I don't know. Either way, it's a weird ass name.
Judgment.
Yeah, right. But the game looks great. It's a lot of fun. Definitely just more of that Octopath Traveler kind of vibe, but this one seems to be a little more straightforward because it's more traditional turn-based. Like, you have to worry about like, oh, let's find a way to break down my enemy's defense and then I can actually hurt them. Like, you don't need to worry about this. This is traditional old school turn-based combat. With a little bit of movement involved, kind of tactic style, but not a whole lot. So it doesn't really mess anything up. But looking forward even more to this game now because of that. And the last one is going to make Dev really happy. the game I've put the most hours in over the last month is Destiny 2.
Oh,
I've been playing it a lot. I bought the Witch Queen or whatever it was expansion and kind of jumped back in. Was confused for like a good solid week as to what I'm supposed to do because I missed so much. But I'm jumping through, going through missions, stuff like that, having a blast. The game, I mean, you say it all the time, but like the controls are great. It feels great when you play. There's really no gripes there, but if you like that kind of game, there is a ton of content, and the new expansion stuff is quite cool. So no complaints there from me either. So just chipping away at that stuff, waiting for some more releases to come in July. But yeah, that's it for me for now.
Very, very nice. Yeah, I've seen the Flux the Legion out there really, really going hard with the Destiny 2.
Yeah.
They have just dove in. It's crazy. I'm like, wow.
Out of nowhere, too. Yeah, just
before?
randomly. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but yeah, everyone decided we're like, hey, the expansion came out. We're all going to play this now. And, I still don't think anyone's playing together, but everyone's at least playing it. So it counts, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah. It's better than nothing. I wish I had a crew still playing it. We're not playing that game at all right now.
Life. Game of life.
It is what it is. Yeah. Life. Exactly.
With
Delvin,
the inflation
it says
expansion.
Here, pretty much. He says you're playing nothing, Delvin. Am I just gonna gloss over you at this point?
You can. I had a rough week in terms because my grandmother had surgery this week, so my whole week's been basically taking care of her, so I haven't had time to play anything.
Okay. Do we get any Delvin stories? Any Florida man stuff?
I don't think nothing really crazy. No, nothing really weird. Just I've been super busy. That's the main thing. Just dealing with her, taking care of her, going back and forth from her house. Hospital stuff, yeah, it's a lot, but everything's good. She's doing good.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm glad that everything is good and that she's doing well. So, blessings for that. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump in what I've been playing because nobody wants to hear about Fire Emblem. I've been playing Shredder's Revenge, of course, because that game is awesome, as Kevin stated. And then I also started Tunic yesterday. I was just, going through all the Game Pass games. Like, Microsoft gave me free money, so I was like, I'll take a free Game Pass. And so I just started scrolling through, couldn't really find anything I wanted to play. Decided to install Carrion because that was a game I wanted to play. Installed Tunic 2. I was like, okay, let's see what Zelda Fox is all about. It looks awesome. The sound design is really cool. I really like the music. Still very, very early in the game. I remember reading that it was like a roguelike, or you die and start from the beginning, but there are actually save points. So whenever I died, I went back to a save point, which was like, oh, okay, cool. It's not like starting over from the beginning. It's really interesting in the way they progress the game because it's like some ancient language or whatnot. And as you're going through like this first level, you're collecting like the instruction booklet, which I thought was really cool. So as you're going through this demo area, it's explaining how to play the game, but you're collecting pieces of like an old school instruction booklet, teaching you how to do all the moves and how the buttons work and all that. But it's a really pretty game. Sound is really cool. Just, enjoying it. So I'll probably stick with that as I don't really have a whole lot of time lately. Life has also just been kicking my ass. It's just really busy. Started a new position. So I get home and I'm just exhausted. Plus my wife was gone for 5 days. So I had just the kids. And then we went to a wedding this past weekend and it was our anniversary. So just very, very busy. And I believe she's
happy anniversary,
leaving.
by the way.
Thank you.
Yes,
18 years strong.
18. We had 19 while we were on the cruise. Was our 19th anniversary. So
very nice.
I'm up there with you, man.
That's what's up. Yeah, so that's all I've been doing. That's all I've been playing. Donnie, tell us about Fire Emblem. Jet Ninja Div.
I'm just enjoying the comments. You might want to take Kevin up on that cruise idea. You can get out to international waters. They can't get you there.
Oh, hi, Crystal. Crystal's there.
Hey, Crystal. Thank you. Yeah, I might have to do that, Get out there and just
smart.
get buck wild, right? Yeah.
Yep. Like your
genius.
That's not a no. Don't say that.
I mean, who says I haven't already done that? I've been on several cruises, so
Yeah, it's international law. You can do whatever you want. It's confirmed.
I am very uncomfortable with this conversation.
I mean, that's Epstein had an island in international waters, and he got to do whatever he wanted.
I'm really uncomfortable with this conversation. It went from a little bit to a lot of
Kevin. Don't make me buy another cameo.
He didn't get in trouble, right?
No, he didn't. You know,
No
he
idea.
escaped.
He didn't.
He escaped
Yeah.
to the cold, cold hands of death.
And the other chick
Either
only
way.
got 20 years. So, you know.
And
So
she's done anyway, so what difference does it make?
Only. What in the hell?
How
this
old is she?
podcast?
Only.
50s, I think.
Yeah, so 20 years, she's fine. It's whatever, you know?
Yeah. I mean, considering what she did, I would think 20 isn't really enough, but, you know.
How did we get here? Like, how am I the voice of reason here?
How did we get
That
here?
there's no laws in international waters.
How did we get here?
God.
Y'all started this.
You guys
I
have
just
scared
thought a
Chalky
damn
away.
thing. Oh, God.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yes,
Fire
I'll
Emblem.
fire them.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I haven't really thought about what I want to talk about it. I've had a really long day.
Donnie, save us.
Mhm.
Is it better than the last one?
Yeah, it is. It's a lot better
Okay.
than the last one.
I have it. I just
Excuse
haven't
me.
put it in my system yet.
Sorry,
Apparently,
let's
I'm
interview
doing it and
Donnie
paid
on
for
it.
Forgot all about
Yeah,
it.
I'm just gonna whine for a minute. Dude, work sucks.
do.
It's July 4th. Every July 4th is a really long week for us. It's like the busiest week of the year for me. This week, there was an AC outage in the main building, and
God.
the heat caused our main Crestron switcher to smoke, and it's gone. And as I explained to my boss and our folks, I was like, they're like, we have a 24-hour contract on replacement. I'm like, yeah, but they probably don't have it because
Right.
nobody has anything. And I was right. There is no replacement to be replaced. So we have to figure out how to run this major activation and power our 30 screens and stuff without it. We've got about 30 different displays. It spans like 6 projectors and 20 televisions. So I came up with a glorious idea, as smart as I am, to put a Chromecast on every device, and we'll just power it via the cloud, go through Chromebooks and everything, and we can cast everything. So I spent my entire day from 6 until like 8 just setting up and deploying Chromecasts and our tracking devices. So it's just my day. I'm just kind of like toast, guys, if you don't hear it already in my
That
voice.
doesn't sound fun.
It's not.
Yeah, I honestly almost didn't even come to the show, but yeah, we gotta the show must go on. I did beat Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, or at least I beat my part of it. I'm only gonna play the Black Eagles path, just like I did Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I'm not gonna play. I don't care about the other houses. I don't like the other houses, so I'm not gonna play as Claude because I don't care about Claude. Claude can lick the dust off Edelgard's boots for all I care.
Just fuck him.
Fuck 'em. That's why. And I definitely enjoyed Fire Emblem 3 Hopes 1,000 times more than Fire Emblem Warriors, the first one. I think it corrected just about everything I could say about it. I do think it's better than Age of Calamity. I don't think I like it more than Hyrule Warriors, and I think that's just because I really loved Hyrule Warriors. A lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
And I did. Like I always call it like it's like the Avengers Endgame of like Zelda. Like they just breach all these different timelines. They bring all these different heroes together in like this one big Hyrule Historia story. And I thought it was awesome. Like I was here for it. I beat that game 3 times. I beat it on Wii U, I beat it on 3DS, and I beat it on Switch. And that means I bought it 3 times. Like that's how much I like that game. So it's not a disservice to say that it's not better than Hyrule Warriors. It does fix all of my issues with Hyrule Warriors. And if you haven't been listening to me for years, I'll say it in short. Hyrule Warriors was bland and generic and boring. The story
Fire
sucked.
Emblem Warriors.
Fire Emblem
Not
Warriors.
Hyrule
Yeah.
Warriors.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Fire Emblem Warriors. The first one, Fire Emblem Warriors, was just boring. It was just very cookie cutter, bland, just generic stuff. Fire Emblem 3 Hopes is not that. It feels tactical. It feels like you're at war, like you're struggling at war. There are allegiances and pacts, and those pacts are broken, and people turn on each other, like Fire Emblem, like they do in the game Fire Emblem, which is what I wanted Fire Emblem Warriors to be. Like that was my biggest issue, I think, at the time, is I just kept saying is not a Fire Emblem. It didn't feel like Fire Emblem. It felt like I was playing a Fire Emblem. Honestly, I didn't even think I even really paid a whole lot of attention that it was a Warriors game. To be honest with you, it felt like I was playing a Fire Emblem game the whole time. The amount of time that I was working on my map and strategically giving orders to units that had advantages to hold certain forts and seize certain things where they had advantages, so I could take out other places where they didn't have advantages. Or like I would send, I would send my riders, my flyers, to one side of the map away from the archers while I go and take out all the archers before I bring them back. Just Fire Emblem things that you expect to do in Fire Emblem. I was doing the whole time, like start to finish, in and out of battles. I don't think you have to. Like with it being a Muso, like I'm pretty sure you could probably just bash your way out of everything. But
sure,
like it does get challenging. Like they do have strong enemies and they do bring in units like surprise units. There are battles where you can't see who you're fighting. You don't know your weaknesses and stuff like that. So like if you just bashed your way out of it, I'm pretty sure you'd have casualties. Like you'll lose people, right? But if you play it strategically like a Fire Emblem game, like I don't think you have any issues with it. And I like the story. I didn't love the story. It was good though. It was a Fire Emblem story. It just, it was just kind of, it wasn't like overwhelming. It was a really great return to the characters from the Three Houses. And one leg up that it definitely has, just being the IP Fire Emblem over Zelda, Breath of the Wild was limited to just the things that you could do in Breath of the Wild. So one of the things that I was really upset with Breath of the Wild is like you fight a Hinox and you fight a Lionel and you fight like a blue Lionel and you fight a red Lionel. And then like Hyrule or Age of Calamity is like, well, here's 2 red Lionels and a red Lionel and a blue Lionel. There's 4 Lionels. It just keeps throwing more of the same stuff at you over and over and over again. Where Fire Emblem 3 Hopes, every time I would take new maps or new strongholds, because the roster of people that you're fighting is just so big, there was always somebody new showing up. So even if it was another sword fighter, another archer, at least it was a different character, come from a different house, they had a different story, they had a different saying, they said something else. It felt new. It didn't feel like I was doing the same thing over and over again. Yeah, and I was honestly, it reminds me of older Dynasty Warriors. Like the reason I like these games is I used to love Dynasty Warriors like on PS2. And because I thought of it, back then I thought of it more as a strategy game than like a superhero warrior game. Like back then I was all about, sending my units and sending my battalions to the weak points. Like even though I could go and kick ass as like this awesome shogun, like on the field, I was really into like that risk global map strategy type stuff. And like the Muso stuff has really went away from that. And Fire Emblem has really put way more focus back on that. So it felt like I was playing those older games. And I know that those battalions and things, they were just cutscenes, like on, was it Dynasty Warriors like 3? Right? Like you do a battalion, you just get the cutscene, right? But, like 12-year-old me thought I was, winning Axis and allies, like on the battlefield, So Fire Emblem felt that way too. I liked it a lot. I think it's my Switch game of the year so far. It's not it's not like an impeccable, list, but I do think it's my favorite game that I played on Switch. I mean, I probably just doing the Black Eagles route. Oh, the other cool thing about it is that as you are completing the missions, they have side stories that you can take on. They have paralogs that you can go on, like little journeys with different characters. They also have actual side battles you can do. And I think I did most of it. And at least on the Black Eagles route, I was probably 20 hours in. So, I mean, I imagine if you're going to play all 3 houses and you're going to go through all 3 parts of the story, it's a pretty hefty game. You're probably going to be playing this game for 40, 50 hours, something like that. But I'm not, because F those dudes. And I loved it too, because Edelgard basically just like I don't want to spoil it, but I don't think anybody cares. We don't have a big Fire Emblem following over here like we used to on Shaq. Edelgard basically just takes over. She goes global conflict. You take over the church. You fight Byleth, you take over the Claude, you take over Dimitri, you take over the Blue Lions, and I was like, "Oh, I'm here for this." It's just like, and as your character, like you get to choose like whether or not, and I think the game is like tries to steer you into like being her voice of reason, and I just kicked all that to the wind. I was like, "Nah, son,
fuck that,
death to all these people." So I had fun. I had a lot of fun, and the attacks were cool, and I enjoy upgrading my classes. And I feel like I'm saying all this stuff to just deaf ears. Does anybody have any idea what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
I own the game.
Okay.
My ears are deaf. I've never played a Fire Emblem game and have zero interest.
This is cool. I like changing classes.
You played the Sony one, right?
When you change classes, you get new attacks and new specials. So it's a lot of fun to like play with your classes and really like mix up your army. Have a little bit of everything. Had a couple archers, a couple wyvern riders. I was a sword master. That you'd love. I was out there just samuraiing the hell out of people. It was epic. It's good stuff. How dare you?
Those games are really. Those Dynasty War type games are really fun. And plus, if you play the right one, it's kind of just mind-numbingly fun. You can just kind of sit back, kick back, and just kill a whole bunch of troops and keep it moving. That's why I always liked them.
I've often tried
to remember them. That never appealed to me at all.
I've tried to pinpoint what it is. I don't know what it is about Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is a game that I think people that listen to me talk about games would think that I wouldn't like. I don't like any other games like Fire Emblem. It's not like a genre that I like. I do like Advance Wars. I grew up like.
I would say, Advance Wars is kind of the same thing. So
yeah, I loved Advance Wars coming up, and I like strategy like war sims. Like I like Civ and stuff like that. I played more of that stuff back in the day than I do now.
Yeah,
but like Battalion Wars on Wii, I loved. That's one of my favorites. I like games like this. But I don't know what it is. But like every time I play a Fire Emblem game, whether it be a Warriors game or a legit Fire Emblem game, like I get tunnel vision, man. That's like all I want to play. Like I just sit there and just play them until it's over. And that's all I did this week. Like all my free time, I was on the couch just playing Fire Emblem. And I love Dev wouldn't get this, but Kevin would. You're playing Fire Emblem and like they have like this it's like this Pavlov conditioning that you get like when you level up your characters and everything. They start like at the end of every battle, everything is like ding 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 ding, and
those numbers go up.
Yep, and you just see it, and it's so good to just keep going through and just keep maxing your stats and setting all your stuff up. I get into it.
That was me with Final Fantasy Tactics, the original one on PS1.
Yeah. I would say if you like Final Fantasy Tactics, it's all in the same lines.
Just go. Well, I mean,
honestly, they're pretty much the same thing.
Terrible franchise, pretty much the same. Oh my god.
Actually, Final Fantasy is way better.
No, I'm not going there. I've played both. I'm fans of both. They're very similar. Not to Warrior style one, but now did they cut out all the dating and tea party garbage?
No, you still relationship and you charm your folks. I charmed Edelgard and Bernadetta, and you can take them on excursions.
This is why you like this.
Picnics.
This is why you like this game.
I do like it too. Yeah, I like the waifus.
You love a dating sim.
Bernadetta's my girl, man. Love it. Black Eagles forever.
I will never understand the appeal. I cannot stand that crap. No, thank you.
See, the thing in Fire Emblem is it's not like a thing. Like in Persona, it's a whole thing. Like you got to uncover like what they're into and go through dialogue tree. In Persona, it's like you basically just like give them a gift, and you just basically like if you make them like your adjutant in a war, like when you're fighting, if you partner up with them, that'll help you charm them. Like if you give them gifts, that'll help you charm them. If you like do chores together or something like that, like I guess I could have talked about. Yeah,
like I don't do any of that.
This sounds like how I met my wife.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do chores for her.
I should have said
gifts.
There is like in 3 houses you had Garreg-Mach, like you had the church, and after every battle you would go and you would meet everybody. They have the similar function here as a camp. After every battle and chapter, you go back to your camp and you can upgrade your weapons and shop and all that. And that's where everybody is, and you can go talk to them and you can go meet them all. You don't have to. And that's the thing with Fire Emblem. You never have to do all of that stuff is always optional. If you just wanted to just do the battles and just do warfare, you can't. Like that waifu stuff and like marrying partners and stuff like none of that's necessary. That's just like for the folks. That's like shiny hunting. For Pokemon, like the folks that want that end game, they can just do that. But I never really do that. I just like pick one. I try to pick one person, and it's like,
right.
Yeah.
Are you at least not the teacher trying to romance the students this time?
Yeah, you're fighting the teacher.
Or is that still a thing?
No, you're fighting the teacher. The teacher's gone rogue. She's a mercenary, and yeah, you're fighting the teacher. She's a badass
she
too.
was
She's
hooking
tough.
up with all the students,
out.
and they got in trouble.
Yeah. And then the cutscenes are beautiful. The game is smooth. The gameplay is smooth, much smoother than Calamity. But like in videos and cutscenes, like in-engine cutscenes, it's a little choppy. When you're panning the camera running around the camp, it can be a little choppy. It's not great. But the gameplay when you're fighting though, it's smooth. It's real smooth. It's good. 30, but it's like smooth, perfect all the time. Like I didn't have any real, maybe a few times when I had a lot of enemies or something, was doing a big special move, maybe I would like get a hint of slowdown, but I never had any problems. Like technically, it's not a looker by any means. It's not like a beautiful game, but it's Fire Emblem Three Houses wasn't either. It was probably one of the, like ever since they went away from the sprite based pixel stuff, like to their models, like the modeling is not super great. You could actually argue maybe the opposite was better. But the reason I was excited, I got excited about the demo. The listeners know that I was talking about the demo because I thought the demo was excellent. And the game lived up to that expectation. I'm really excited that they came back to it and gave it another chance. And I hope with hopefully the success of this one, I think Fire Emblem Warriors, I said this back in the day before they ever came out with it. I always wanted a Fire Emblem Persona Warriors because I think these franchises make perfect sense for that style of game. I think it's the perfect spinoff. I would love if every 2 years we got a brand new Fire Emblem game, and every other year after that we got a Fire Emblem Warriors game. I think it'd be great. I think it would be amazing to remake old Fire Emblem games in Fire Emblem Warriors. I would be so excited if they gave us Fire Emblem Fates Warriors, Fire Emblem Awakening Warriors. I'd be, oh my God, that sounds amazing. I would buy all of that. So I hope they keep up with it. Hopefully this isn't the last one. But I'm glad they gave it another chance, because after the first one, I thought that was it. They're never going to do that. The first one, dude, it is Fire Emblem Warriors is like the epitome of mediocrity to me. Like that is my go-to just filler average title. Is that game. It's not bad, like not bad in the sense that like it doesn't run poorly or anything. Like, it's perfectly playable game. It's just boring. It's just there's no fire in it. Yeah, there's no fire.
It's a solid 6.
You're just a brother and sister. Solid 5. Yeah, like you're it's just a brother and sister, and you're just doing, war stuff. You're just doing. It's a Warriors game. It's like a Warriors game with Fire Emblem characters. Whereas this is very much a Fire Emblem game. I love it too because you get to pick the battles that you want from the map. Like you just get that very tactical feeling. You get to set up your battle beforehand. You get to place your units. You get to pick which battles on the map you're going. You get to pick, your advantages. Oh, a cool thing that they do have, because like with Persona and Age of Calamity, they've really made these games feel less like a Warriors game and more like a game in that series. So in this game, they have things that you can unlock with with points that you earn called strategies that you can deploy throughout like your battle. So you can give yourself like a buff, like a leg up. So you can go into a battle with like a strategy that like you can flip 2 houses like automatically, or you can have archer support at the beginning, or you can turn enemy generals against the army. You can flip them to your side. And then when you flip them to your side, you can actually bring them back to your camp and make them a part of your army. So you can like collect them, you can level them up and take them up with you and stuff too. So there's extra stuff there. It's surprisingly deep. I think ultimately, and I'll just stop here because I don't think anybody cares to hear any more Fire Emblem. Ultimately, I think it's a great game if you like Fire Emblem. But if you don't like Fire Emblem or a Warriors game, but really, even if you like Warriors game, if you don't like Fire Emblem, I wouldn't even recommend it to you, because it's, like, when I mean it, it feels like I'm playing a Fire Emblem game. Like if there was no Warriors combat, if it was all turn-based, like this is just a legit Fire Emblem game. From the menus to the stats to the relationships to everything, it just feels like a Fire Emblem game. You just smash buttons and beat the hell out of people in between battles instead of moving units, which in that regard, I think it might have been slightly more fun to play than Three Houses, because Three Houses, I wasn't particularly like enamored with a whole lot of the battles. I think I said that. Like, it wasn't until the DLC where I was like, oh, now they're getting fun with it. But I also don't play like on hard like Garrett either, so he might have words to say about that. I just play on normal, because on hard it gets really hard. But what I meant is like Fire Emblem typically will get like real weird. they'll make you like control 4 places at the same time, while you take on waves. Like they would vary it up a lot. And I didn't feel like in Fire Emblem Three Houses there was a whole lot of that. It was like route the enemy. It was just like win. Where in other games, and there was some, like I remember the battle of the 3 where you do have like catapults and stuff in the middle that you can take over. But this game had a lot of that. There was a lot of like, dude, they had as you're like, I was scaling this castle, they have like spikes that come up from under the ground and stuff that like you can run over, but if you have the spikes, you can get damage. Or like if you've got folks that can fly, you can just fly over it. So like stuff like that, you can add a lot of strategy to, right? And you've got reinforcements that come out of everywhere. Obviously, the Hyrule Warriors thing, like the fog on the battlefield, you can't see anybody, like that comes back a few times. It never felt, I was never bored. It never felt too samey with me. And I've played the thing, like I played it nonstop. Like basically just my goal was, I was like, if I can beat the Black Eagle route quickly, then I'm doing the quarry, which I won't talk about. Like I did start the quarry with Melissa. We only played the first chapter. I can finish the quarry, then I can get back to Horizon. Instead of trying to juggle them all, I was like, what if I just knuckle down and get these out of the way, and then I can just get back to Horizon. So
nice.
That's the plan.
You almost make me want to play Fire Emblem, but then I remember it's on Switch, and it's like, nope.
It's my favorite thing about old Shaq, like Kara and Donnie Shaq, is man, we went hard for Fire Emblem. I really like that about our show. I don't think there's too many Nintendo podcasts that did that. I always was really proud of that. Three Houses came out. We did nothing but Three Houses talk for like 6 weeks.
Oh, we know.
And I just never
remember.
I just never really found anybody that could talk Fire Emblem with me like that, until Caroline showed up. Because I've always liked Fire Emblem. That's been a thing for me for a long time.
Probably still the only one.
I bought my first, my 3DS was my first portable, and I bought my 3DS because of Fire Emblem. I didn't buy it for Zelda or Mario. I bought it for Fire Emblem. I thought Awakening at the time, was like 10 out of 10 must-have, must-play game. And they were right. Awakening is amazing. But it was a system seller for me. And since then, I've played every one day and date the day it came out. And I think Garrett's like the way. I think I could go hard with Garrett, but Garrett's not playing this. He's playing stupid Xenoblade.
How dare you, Garrett?
He made his decision.
That's the wrong one. Chose poorly.
Yeah.
Do better.
I think you both chose poorly, personally.
No, he chose poorly. Fire Emblem's way better than Xeno.
I agree there.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
I've won somebody over. Look, John says, I'm sold. Demo's been great. We'll have to buy it. Yeah, I did it. Helping spread the Fire Emblem love, one at a time.
Yeah. Ooh, Fire Emblem. Enough about Fire Emblem.
Enough.
What?
In here. Dead Ninja Dev. You don't get to tell me when we've had enough Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I do. We've had enough. It's enough Fire Emblem. Donnie, it's been a light week.
Yeah,
let's get into the news.
It's not as good as last week's, I don't think, but I'm very excited for this news bumper. So for the 9 of you that are watching us live, enjoy.
PSVG, gotta play them without me. My name is Sean Capri. PSVG, oh, I think you're friends. You and Devin, PSVG, gotta play them. Gonna read some news. None of it is fake, it's true. You tweet me and I'll tweet you. PSVG, gotta play them all. Yeah.
I will be saying
Next
that all
level
week.
Stuff right there, man. Doesn't Sean kill it? Gonna read some news. I was like, oh man.
I mean, it's the adding on the vocals, the doubling up, like the production value. It was just
Sean came hard. Goes hard in the paint. That's Sean Capri. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Speaking of news, this week Nintendo held the Nintendo Direct that we've all been waiting for. Except, have they? It was a partner showcase. We're not going to go through every game that they announced. We've got a Nintendo show that'll do that tomorrow. You can go listen to the Nintendo Jack. But the highlights that were there, Nier Automata was there, Persona was there. Portal, Sparks of Hope, the new Rabbids game. You know, there was a lot of stuff that was there. So, what did you guys think of the direct? Any highlights?
There was a direct.
Wow. Okay, I'll go. I wasn't personally. I wasn't very enamored with the direct. I think the direct, like in terms of like if you're grading on content alone, it was great. They had a lot of great games. Persona on Switch is going to sell bonkers. I said that when it came to Xbox, right? I said I was like, it's going to come to Switch. I absolutely 100% believe that they would put it on Switch, and they are. And it's going to sell boatload. But I always grade directs. My own grading scheme is how many games did they sell me, and I'm only getting Mario and Rabbids out of this entire thing. Like I'm not getting anything else. I'm gonna get that anyway. I'm gonna get Sonic.
Whoa.
I'm gonna get Sonic, but I'm not getting on Switch. And I'm not sure if you guys watched the Sonic presentation. Like it didn't look great either. Sonic Frontier is not stellar on Switch there. But yeah, I mean, I ordered Sparks of Hope last year, so I already have it. But there's nothing else I'm gonna buy. I'm not gonna get Persona on Switch. I'm not gonna get Nier on Switch. These are games I already have or could have had or if I have played. You know, like these are just, and I hate saying it, but like it has to be said if we're critiquing or giving opinion. And like these are really old ports of games. You know, like I think for Xbox it means a lot because like this first time these games have ever come to like their system at all. You know, at least in like 3DS we've had Persona Q and you know Shin Megami Tensei. You know, like there are other games that have been there before. But I still think Persona. I'm not saying Persona's not going to sell 10 million copies of Switch. It's just a niche game that's not going to do that.
Yeah.
But Persona fans will rebuy Switch copies of Persona games 100%.
I am.
Like there are easily a million Persona fans out there that have already bought and played Persona, and they will buy it and play it again on Switch. So, you know, for that it's big news. But for me personally, I was kind of underwhelmed. There wasn't a whole lot there that I was like, I'm excited to buy. I'm excited to play.
Yeah, I actually like just scrolled through to see if there was anything that might even remotely interest me, and no.
I knew that was going to be the answer.
Yeah, that's sad.
I didn't say Persona, so
I mean, I would love to tell you that I was like really excited about it and stuff, and I would if I was, but I wasn't. So, okay,
Kevin,
well, moving on. Yeah, pour one out.
Listen
to
Let Kevin go.
I
Kevin
have
looked
some.
like he was excited.
Okay,
yeah.
I was waiting for him to jump in. He just didn't. So I was like, "Oh, well, moving on."
There was. Some. Well, I was waiting for everyone else to go. I mean, not interested in anything.
We don't want to go.
Or okay,
pass.
All right. So I'm with Donnie. All the ports and stuff. All the ports and stuff I don't really care about, but there are some things on here that I did like. But again, like Donnie said, I'm not sure I'd buy them on Switch if there's other options. Maybe, but no.
Maybe. I heard Sean trying to talk himself.
The most
exciting, like, guys, it's kind of good, right? It's like, come on.
No, it's not. The highlight for me, and I know it was for a lot of people as well, but not probably anybody that shows the Mega Man Battle Network collection. Yeah. I love these games, and I'm so happy they're finally doing them because they've had that Mega Man collections out many times over, and these games are good. I played I think the first 3, so I'll even get to play a bunch that I hadn't been able to play without just emulating and playing them through. So I'm excited for that. I agree. Great. I'm excited for this really anymore until maybe we see something different. But I was kind of like, eh. Blanc, I thought was interesting. That one with the deer and the wolf cub.
Yeah. I was gonna say to be fair, I didn't have big expectations for this either. I actually, I said on Shaq a couple weeks ago, I didn't have big expectations, even if this was the Nintendo Direct, because I've been saying this whole time. They've announced so much stuff. We know what's coming. I'd never expected they're going to come out and give us the next year's worth of games. So I was like, they're going to show us some third-party stuff, some ports, and they'll work in. Like I kept saying, me and Gary have been guessing for a couple weeks. I kept saying they have like one more game, which we think we know what it is, but they didn't show it in this Direct. But we think they have one more game that we know about. Yeah. I think my biggest disappointment, and I hate to say that because it's just expectations get the better of you, but I was really hoping to see Sports Story. And
me too.
We haven't had no update about it at all. And it just felt, I don't know, it just felt right. Summertime. I was just like, And it seems like Sports Story got a delay like a year. You know, the game was supposed to come out last year, and it's like, here we are, and we still have no idea. I was really hoping to see it. I just thought we would. I thought it might fit in as like one of their indie highlights.
Yeah. It's one of those games that, like, and this isn't a knock on them at all. It's like, but this is one of those games that shouldn't take that long to develop. Like, it should not take 5 years for Sports Story to come out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be that deep of a game, and it's pixel art. You know,
they're adding new sports, Kevin.
But other highlights.
But is it changing like their engine? Like, it's just like
no, it's not. It's just I think it's just bigger. It's just a lot bigger. Yeah. They're adding like tennis and volleyball and all the other stuff.
How big is the team that's making the game?
I think it's
like
a
tiny team.
It's a small team. Yeah. Sidebar games. Like you can barely even find sidebar games. Like they don't even have like a website and stuff. Yeah, it's a small team.
Wow.
That's true. As I mentioned before, the Live Alive or Live Alive, whatever it is, I thought that continues to still look great.
Live Alive? Live Alive?
Live Alive, Live Alive, Live Love, Live Love Laugh, Live Laugh Love, whatever it is. The Disney Dreamlight Valley, I'm still in on that one. No surprise to anyone here knows I'm a Disney guy. So
what is that?
Yeah, the Disney Animal Crossing / Sims game that's coming out.
Yeah,
it's actually hitting early access on Switch, which is weird, but it's going to be on Game Pass from what I understand.
I hope it's good, but I don't think it will be.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be great because
I don't want to say like the trash word, but like it doesn't look good.
No, I'm cautiously optimistic because the developer is a mobile developer that's making a full game. So that makes me, kind of iffy. But
that doesn't typically work out.
No. That's why I said cautiously optimistic. I'm trying to be excited because it's Disney, but that's my only cause there. But it looks good so far. What they've shown looks decent for a company that does mobile games versus console games. So I'm not going to knock it yet. We'll see. But I'm excited for that one. I think that's it for me. The Mario Rabbids, of course, I'm going to get that. But they didn't really do anything on that.
They did have a presentation today. Like Ubisoft had a showcase.
Yeah, I didn't catch any of it though. But yeah.
I already pre-ordered that game, so I'm not going to look at any of it. Just bring it to me already. But
right, I'm already getting it too.
Yeah, if you guys didn't catch me in Discord, because we had a few folks that were like, I never played it. Every time this game gets talked about, there's always somebody that never played it. And I always remind people, right now on the eShop, you can buy Mario Rabbids, the Gold Edition, that has the Donkey Kong included, for $14.99. That is one of the best buys you can have on the entire
$14 too much.
No, it's not. Get it for your kid, man.
No, it's great.
No.
Dude,
if you like Final Fantasy Tactics, it's the Tactics version of that.
It's so good.
It's Mario
XCOM.
So good.
It's really good. It's one of Switch's best exclusives still.
Yes,
I agree.
Like if you were making a list of like, these are the essential exclusives for the system, that game is on the list.
It's really good.
100%.
It's excellent. I can't wait for the sequel. And I got it. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a Ubisoft sale last year where like everything on the store was like 25% off. And for whatever reason, digital copies of this game was included. So I picked it up for like $40. I was like,
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab this now. So I'm waiting for them to send me my code, but I'm excited. It's coming October 20th, which that leaked out a little early. And I think that's great. I can't wait to play. October's packed. We're going to have a lot to do in October. We got Modern Warfare, the Plague Tale game, Mario Rabbids. There's like 9 games coming out in October. Like it's a lot. Scorn, I think, is right in that same time. Like there's a lot of stuff to play.
Yes, it is.
I really hope that they don't drop God of War in October or like early November. It's like, dude,
do it.
Just push that out a little. Give us some time.
Drop it in time.
That's just Sony. That's just Sony dropping their massive cock on.
Put it in like November 30th, December 2nd, something like that. Just sprace it out a little. We got Pokemon.
Drop it right in the middle
as well.
Humiliate all those other games. Plague Tale. What?
Put it out a day before Modern Warfare. Just.
I'm definitely playing Modern Warfare though. Okay. I have an interesting story here. This isn't really news, but I thought this was cool, especially in a light news week. So there's a marketing firm called DFC, and they are basically like America's like high dollar strategic marketing firm. People pay them for their marketing analysis. And this is what they provided. So they said for 2022, the market analysis expects software on consoles and PC to be $72 billion. That is up 5% from last year's mark, which was already a record. Quote, a major driver of this growth is not new releases, but increasing usage in subscription services from Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, and others. The console game business is expected to see a third of software service revenue going to Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo for the subscription services, Game Pass, Switch Online, and the newly revamped PlayStation Plus. While DFC mentioned that hardware shortages and difficult comparisons against the pandemic boost of 2020 are hard to live up to, they remain bullish on console and PC space. Quote, even as prices rise and the possibility of a recession lurks, the core game industry should continue to grow, which is something that I've been bringing up often when we talk about these acquisitions. Remember, I keep talking about inflation. These companies have millions of dollars in the bank. That millions of dollars become less valuable by the day. So what are they doing? They're finding somewhere to park that money that's not in bonds. So that you buy a company and you hope that company makes you a better return on investment than the interest rate would on that money. That's a big part of this. Another big part of this is during COVID, a lot of businesses learned that, or at least they think they've learned. I don't want to say this with full proof, but during COVID, video games were somewhat recession proof. Like everything else started to falter, supply chain started to falter, and even as games were delayed and didn't come out, and console shortages and everything, games still kept getting more and more money. So more and more of these people that play with millions and billions instead of tens and 20s like us, they look at that as a safe place to park money. So if you're wondering, why is everybody buying everybody? That's why. I thought this was a really good breakdown of some of the reasons why. That's why. Why would you spend $70 billion?
Play video games.
Why would you spend $70 billion on Activision? Because they're going to make you more than the interest than $70 billion is going to.
Yeah.
That's why. Like it's not too hard.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Although I don't know about all the sexual harassment lawsuits, maybe it's not going to pay off as much, but
they can still afford to pay those too. I mean, I hate to say it, but they can still afford to pay those.
That's true.
Warzone makes $1 million a day.
The general public doesn't even know that stuff exists. They're just like, I'm playing Warzone. What are you talking about?
Yep. Call of Duty Mobile.
They investigated themselves and they cleared themselves. So
every time I say Call of Duty Mobile, I reminded that the Call of Duty Mobile has 700 million players, which is insane.
It's crazy.
And then I think they're about to drop Warzone on mobile. I'm just like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's just going to take over. Warzone on mobile is going to be huge.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Sony announced a new line of products geared towards the PC and console market labeled Inzone. So they got 3 new headsets and monitors. And Dev, I didn't watch all this or read it, so I'll let you work in any game tech stuff that you want. Is there something you want to highlight? I don't want to read all this.
I mean, look, they got 3 new headsets. It's the name. I don't get the Inzone thing, but I guess you're saying it puts you in the zone.
Does it kind of look like your Astrobot, like with the things on, right?
Yeah,
they have like this.
I hate them. I think they're ugly. Like it
looks
like the guys who were like directing in like planes and stuff. They're ugly. I
didn't think they were. I didn't think they were overly bad. Like when the first time I looked at them, but they definitely gave me like an Astrobot feel.
Yeah, I've seen that, but that is not at all where my brain went.
It's funny because it seems to be like their branding. Like when you see like the PSVR, the new one, and you see the PS5, and you see these headphones, you see the controller. It's like
all the colors and everything.
Everything has this Astrobot kind of scheme, this aesthetic that they seem to be beholden to. It's interesting.
Yeah, not a fan of it at all. Think it's ugly. Needs to go away.
Okay,
but so they've got 3 headsets. They've got a new wired one. And then they have 2 wireless ones. The high-end wireless one has like the active noise canceling and ambient sound or whatnot, so you can have them on and hear the outside or whatnot, or just shut the outside out. It also has Bluetooth in it, so you can actually pair your phone as well as
music and stuff.
Your PC or your PS5. Hook it up to the PS5. It has all the functions where like you can control the volume. You pull down the microphone or whatnot. It turns the microphone on the PS. So it's really integrated with that, but also has an app for the PC.
This is just things headphones do, though, right? Like none of this is
not
something
necessarily
new. Okay.
Yeah, some of it is stuff that's just like particular to the PS5. So like my headset hooked to the PS5 doesn't do any of that stuff. Like it's all controlled on the actual headset, where this one is integrated the same way the Pulse headset is into like the settings of the PS5 itself.
I got you.
And then they also have an app for the PC that allows you to do a lot of that stuff and tweak a lot of the EQ settings as well. So the headsets are cool. The wired ones comes in at $99, so it's a really nice price point. And then the other two are $240 and $300 respectively. But it's in line with pretty much headsets to do exactly what they do or whatnot.
Yeah.
From a sound quality perspective and everything. The monitors, they have two monitors. They have a 4K 144 hertz HDR 600 display. That actually is 27 inches. Okay. And it has the local array dimming. So it is the only screen in that size, in that 4K era, under like $1,200-$1,300, it actually has like the full local array. So
how much
actually have it's $800 or $899. So, but that's the same price as pretty much any 27-inch 4K monitor that actually has HDR and actually does 144 hertz. But the thing about this one is with that local array dimming, which none of the other ones have, actually gives you a much, much truer black level, as well as giving you an actual HDR experience. So everything else that says it has HDR, it's like it's not really HDR because they cannot get the darks or the brights high enough to actually give you a true HDR experience. Where with this monitor, it actually has that, so it can give you a real HDR experience. Outside of that one, they do have it's called the M3. It's a 27-inch full HD 240 hertz panel. Doesn't have like the local array dimming or whatnot, but it is more geared towards like your esports gamers. So it's a really, really fast panel, really precise. There's lots of videos, lots of unboxings, lots of like deep tech dives into the monitors as well. And people are really, really high on the M9. So it's a perfect pair with the PS5 because it also does the HDR tone mapping that the Bravia series TVs do, as well as like the auto low latency, the VRR. If you play a game or play a movie through the Blu-ray player, it'll switch genres and actually have a little bit truer color to what they're actually trying to do there. So it's really nice. I'm excited. I really want to see it in the wild and kind of get my hands on it. I might end up getting one eventually.
I'll say you're getting 4, right?
You gonna fuck around and find out?
I'm gonna fuck around and find out.
Nice.
Sure. Yeah.
I was thinking about, Dev knows this already. I was thinking about looking around for an upgrade monitor. Monitors are real expensive, as Dev just alluded to. So I was looking at maybe upgrading to a TV, and some people are starting to do that, like a small TV. And I found a Sony one actually that I really liked, and my ice machine went out this week. You guys don't know, and I had to buy a new ice machine. I got a fancy one, Kev. I got a nice nugget maker one, like makes like Sonic ice and stuff. Yep. So I went to Best Buy and I saw that TV, and I went and just like got in front of it, like like a foot away from it. It's way too damn big. Like it's 43 inches is way too big for a monitor.
Yeah, too big.
I see people on YouTube and they're like, "This is amazing," and I'm like, "No, it's not. It's impossible."
There's a lot of people who have adopted the C1.
Dude, the corner of the TV is like 2 feet away from you. From like the center of the TV, like it's so far, like in inches. It's like 20 inches away. Like you have to turn your head so far to see the side of the screen. I was like, that's gonna hurt my head. Yeah, I was
it's like you're really there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay with the 30.
Bigger than 32 is just too big for a desk, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you.
It's too much. But yeah, I'm excited for this monitor. I definitely want to check it out and replace one of the ones that I have here. And then give one to like my kids or whatnot. But I really, I like the monitor. Yeah, nice. You do need to do something with those posters, Delvin. Like, come on, bro.
No. See, to address the chat, I think Delvin got all that stuff for free with the ZooBook subscription. Do you guys remember those from like elementary school? I think you got them with those, right?
Oh, I only see those frames in like a Goodwill. I don't think I've ever seen frames like that. Like for actual 100%. Sale, right? But every time you go to a Goodwill or something, you see like 1,000 of like those gold braided frames. You're like, where are these?
No, it's a real. No, it's a real mahogany. Delvin handcrafted that.
Okay, some quick hitters. Valve is doubling Steam Deck shipments, so if you're waiting for one, be excited. Ubisoft confirmed they'll be at Gamescom in August. Like they're supposed to be a Ubisoft Forward, right? Like September, maybe August, maybe they'll do it at Gamescom.
Yeah,
we'll find out about the future of Assassin's Creed, maybe.
No, Skull and Bones, right?
That's all Skull and Bones in November, according to the leakers now, which makes sense. Yeah, so.
Is anybody else going to be at Gamescom? I'm pretty sure Sony said
Xbox
they're not going to be
and Nintendo.
There.
Yeah, Xbox and Nintendo will be there. Yeah, the Sony's just doing. Sony hasn't. They've done like 3 Gamescoms in a row.
We're gonna drop God of War, and
It's been a
Here's
while,
God of
right?
War.
leave us alone.
Enough said.
Yeah, here's God of War. Leave us alone.
Here's a YouTube
Yeah,
trailer.
you don't need
right?
anything else. Shut up till next year.
They're true. I mean, that's not wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Xbox and Nintendo said they'll be at Gamescom, but they'll just have booths. You know, they're not going to
Yeah.
be like.
Right.
No, Xbox typically does like some sort of show.
Sometimes there's some reveal or something at
Yeah,
Gamescom. We usually
do a
get like
show.
1 or 2 things.
I think they
Maybe
like
you need to
having an
come this year.
announcement like in Europe, like when they have kind of the European attention, they like to do something.
Yeah, they're trying to
I'm
get
sure-
some of that market share.
Yeah, I'm sure
do
they'll
a
try
little
to-
something.
They'll probably have a Game Pass day or something. You know, ID
Yeah.
Xbox, something like that. But yeah. And then PlayStation Plus games for July were announced. Apparently, we're getting Crash 4, which is pretty excellent. As much as I hate on Crash
Yeah.
4, I think, as much as I hate on Crash Bandicoot, I thought Crash 4 was pretty awesome. And Man of Medan and Arcade-Geddon.
I think Arcade of Geddon should have just launched.
Arcade-Geddon's
into
good.
Plus. Like
I don't
I
even know what
wanted
that
to play
is.
that, but I
It
wasn't
should've.
paying $20 for it. It should have just launched in the
Yeah, I agree.
into
It
PS Plus.
yeah, it should have. It totally should have. It's a
I'm
decent
saying-
game though. It was fun. I
Mike
spent some
corrects
time
me.
with it.
I'm sorry. He says Nintendo said they're out of Gamescom. So I must have
Oh,
missed that.
okay.
There you go.
Okay. Man of Medan sucks. Don't play it.
Yeah, Man of Medan is.
It's a good game.
No, it's not.
Stop
Delvin.
it.
No, it's not.
Delvin, it's not. You can. It's okay. Delvin, say it with me. I'll
Look,
say
I
it with you.
finished Man of Medan.
No,
I'll
no, no, no.
stay
Leave-
with
let
you.
him be. You
No.
know he likes everything. It's fine.
No.
It's fine.
Delvin,
No,
play the
that's not the
Quarry
case at all.
instead. Stop
If you've
with
got
Man of
hate in your
Medan.
heart, let it out.
I beat the Quarry. I beat.
Okay,
every
then
one of
don't
those
say
games.
Man of Medan is good because it's not.
Man of Medan
Yeah, they
is not
both
bad.
can't be good.
You
Like,
guys
the
exaggerate.
core
A
is
lot of
way
people.
better.
So
like,
what's
they both
bad,
can't be.
Delvin? What's bad?
The G.I. Joe game.
think.
Didn't you say
You
that
see
was
how
bad?
long it took him?
Yeah, he
you see
said
how
the same
long
That
it
is
took him?
terrible. Oh, you want me to start? I will start. Now I'll say it. Breath of the Wild, bad game. Don't like
No.
it.
See,
Okay.
you just lost your argument.
God.
Like you can't
He's
start
gone.
off the argument with absolute nonsense. Like
He just said Man
you
of
cannot
Medan.
like.
No. In the same
Yeah,
breath, he
yeah,
said
I hear
Man
you.
of Medan is good. Breath of the Wild is not. How can anybody take your voice
just-
seriously from that point
Yeah,
forward?
you can't do that. Like I don't like Breath of the Wild, but I
Even
know it's a
even
good
if
game.
you don't like Breath
I
of the
know
Wild,
it's a good
Man
game.
of Medan,
Right.
that's
Yeah, you're putting them on the
comparison.
same. You're putting them.
wow.
Wait. I know why. I mean, you look at the artwork on his wall. It explains why he likes Man of Medan, right? Because it's the same. I guess that's his taste.
He's living in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that, but he said poor Delvin. Poor Delvin.
Oh no.
You know, we got people sticking up for Delvin now. They're turning on me.
What do you mean turning on you? It's always this way.
That's true. Buy or sell segment. Jeff got the internet stoked again this week when he says that Metroid Prime Remastered's coming this fall. It'll come in time for Metroid's anniversary. And here's the thing I didn't even realize. Guys, it's been 20 years since Metroid Prime
It's been 20 years.
GameCube.
Yeah.
Apparently so. It's
GameCube,
its
man.
20th anniversary, Metroid Prime
That's
on
crazy.
GameCube.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
Yep.
It made
That-
me feel
that is-
so
That
old.
sounds made up. I don't
Right?
believe it.
Because he said anniversary, and I was like, wait a minute, last year was the anniversary. And then I was like, no, it's the anniversary of this game. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Now I feel instantly old.
God.
It's rough. I mean, I'm excited for it. If it,
I am too. I love Metroid.
I've been excited for
Metroid
this
Prime.
announcement for like the last 10 years since it's been rumored, but
Now
I kind of
remember,
want to see.
it's just Metroid Prime.
Right. But
Yeah.
if I
Not
noticed
2,
Jeff
not
said
3.
it's a big boy remaster.
Yeah.
But
Can we
so
just call
if they
that a
put
remake?
some care into it. Well, no, because a remake I think is setting the expectation too high. I think he's
Yeah.
trying to say it's a remaster. They did some stuff, but not everything they should have. So I need to see it to be.
Can
on
they
his
do
stream,
some
he
stuff
did
like
go
put it
into,
on
like-
a different console, please? So I don't have to play my
Oh my
Switch.
god. He did on his stream. He went into like they're gonna let you do like dual sticks, like a full modern control scheme, which that's a lot of work for that game. It'd be interesting
Yeah.
to see, how that plays without like the, because you could play the first one on GameCube controller, but then I played it on Wii. I didn't play it on GameCube.
Oh, I played it on GameCube because I'm old. But
Okay. So yeah, I'm excited. I think it's a cool port. I'm definitely gonna get it. I love Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2. I never finished 3. And I remember the funny thing, Kevin, is when this came out and he was like, because he did reiterate, he said they are also remastering 2 and 3. So we're gonna pay $180 of Metroid Prime before we get Metroid Prime 4. This is after I bought the trilogy on like retail, and I bought it when they released it on Wii U Virtual Console. And the thing that I remember is when they released it on Wii U Virtual Console back then, when it was just me and Kevin and Jason Nintendo Shack. I said then, I was like, I never finished 3. Maybe I should go back and play them. And I bought it and everything. Still didn't ever play it.
Nintendo is just walking to the bank with its money.
Yeah.
Like
Am I part of the problem? I absolutely am part of the problem. Am I going to buy it again? Fuck yeah, I'm going to buy it again. It's Metroid. It's cool.
Delvin, how do you feel about Metroid?
I like Metroid. At least,
is it good?
I never played the other one. I only played the first one, Metroid Prime. So that's probably the only one I'll buy.
Is it good?
The first one, yeah. I never played the other two.
I'm
The crowd's turning again on Delvin in the comments, so they're going back.
They're
taking back defending him.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if it how it fits in on the timeline this fall.
Yeah,
but I think this is one of those cool games. Like, you guys know how I am. The thing I always say about remasters, I think every good game should get remastered. Like, just keep all of our good games current and modern, and bring all the quality of life and stuff to all the good games. And Metroid Prime definitely qualifies. So I'm here for it. But I can't believe we're going to pay $180 for Metroid Prime before they even say Metroid Prime 4 again. Right? They'll probably not even say 4.
Yeah, they're not going to give the real title. I need to see them
string these suckers along.
Good remakes.
Yeah. I imagine they're
if they're good remakes,
Skyward Sword remake levels of remake is what I'm expecting.
I hope that they just do well.
Skyward Sword
so that people pay Metroid more attention again, please. Can we just pay it a lot of attention?
Dude, if Dread couldn't move units, I don't know what can.
It's true.
Now
tough.
this is the weird one.
Prime is the last attempt.
Because I'm a 3D Zelda fan, I'm a 2D Mario fan, but I am a 3D Metroid fan, for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as you. I enjoy the 2D ones. Yeah, I enjoy the 2D ones. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's hard and for it to stand out and fit into the Nintendo ecosphere at this point. It needs to be a first-person shooter because they don't have those. It's more adaptable now that way and it'll appeal to the Call of Duty bros better than 2D Metroid.
You think so?
Yep.
Oh man, yeah. I could never get
Nintendo
past
Halo. That's what it is.
Of turning
that's
into
kind of what they tried to
ball.
position it as. It's not Halo, but
it didn't look right to me.
It's definitely cooler. Like I think it's cooler.
Oh yeah,
in 3D and bigger production stuff. It's like it felt cool. I remember when Metroid Prime came out, I was like, "This is amazing."
I was like, "Fuck this deal. Trash." I was so mad.
It wasn't your Metroid.
I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah, but at the same time, you had the Metroids on the Game Boy Advance. You had Fusion, which was awesome.
Yeah, I loved those.
Yeah, but then they made you Other M. Like they heard you and they were like, "Let's fix it."
That was terrible. Other M was awful. That was the worst.
I don't think
Other M is Man of Medan.
You didn't like it, Delvin?
Other M is
bad.
That
was terrible.
But it's not as good as the other ones. But it's not bad.
Oh, it's bad,
dude. Other M is way better than Man of Medan. Way better.
I mean, everything is better than Man of Medan.
Way better.
Play Man of Medan. What the hell are you talking about?
I have played it.
No,
he's played it.
So here's the question: Is Bubsy, the original Bubsy, is that better than Man of Medan? Because that game
sucked too.
Yeah, they're both kind of mid. Yeah, they're both kind of mid.
I mean, mid is putting it nicely.
Yeah. I'm trying to be nice.
Bubsy is terrible.
I'm still a piece of
Bubsy is terrible.
I don't have the energy for the hate tonight.
What's the other one that people liked?
Where's Downey? What'd they do with Downey? You don't have the
except for Man of Medan, which does suck.
No.
It's trash.
No.
We were supposed to get God of War Ragnarok info. Like there was all these rumors and everything, and apparently it didn't come. Right? Corey Barlog.
They just keep adding a day.
They just kept waiting. Yeah. Okay.
28th. No, 29th. Now
it wasn't even
30th.
worth bringing up. Yeah. They'll show us Ragnarok whenever it's damn well ready, and I don't care if it's December, November, October, January, March next year. It'll be here when it gets here, and it'll be awesome.
Yep.
So just quit waiting, quit worrying about it. It'll be great.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get it for half off. So it's even better.
Haley Pass.
And that's it for the news.
All right. Well, let's get into some questions. And let's start with this one since Johnny is all down and sad and shit.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's all good. It happens. It happens. So, Winter Gamer wants to know, what is one thing that made you smile this week? Because I know there are a lot of stupid people in the world, shit that can piss you off, but it's good to focus on the good things.
All right, I got one. I'm going to get a little personal with family stuff here, but that's okay. So the folks in our Discord, not to go like super political, but I mean, the question kind of begets the answer. They know that I'm pretty pro-choice. I never consider myself like a liberal or a conservative. I don't really attain to parties. I always say I vote for people. But I've always been pretty pro-choice. Just because to me it's more of has nothing to do with religion. To me, it always has to do with it's like a personal liberty type of thing. I always find it really I've always found it really hard to understand how, like the my body, my choice vaccine people could also be for taking away abortion rights for others. Like, I get the religious part, and if you're saying that represent, the fetus and all that, like, I understand it. It just seems at odds with each other to me. So I've told these stories before. My family, my married-in family are highly devout Catholics, practicing and all that stuff. My sister-in-law is a lobbyist for abortion reform, and my mother-in-law and stuff. Well, my daughter, who I honestly have never shared thoughts with, I let her make up her own mind on things. She also is pretty pro-choice, and she's on Instagram doing tons of propaganda and retweeting stuff, and raising awareness for
She's
campaigns.
Just you.
She kind of is. So apparently, she was sharing information on how you can support a charity that's really pro-choice and they help people and all that. It really bothered my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law called me, and it really concerned her. And she was like, "Do you know what this charity is? Is she giving them money?" And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." She's like, "Well, she's doing this." And I got the heavy whiff of she's doing this because of you. And I was like, "I want to be clear. We've never spoke politics, me and my daughter. I don't care what she's my daughter. I don't care what she's for." And then I gave it the nice nightcap. And this is the part that made me smile. I said, "But if she's out there sharing pro-choice propaganda, I'm very proud of her." And then what I did is I opened her door. And then while I was on the phone with my mother-in-law, I spoke up to my daughter and I said, "Listen, if you ever need an abortion, I will drive you to Connecticut to get one." And then I said, "All right, Mom, we got to let you go. Love you." And that made me smile. Now, I want to be clear. If you are super pro-life and all that, I love you the same. I just like I love my family. Everybody's got their own views on these things. Mm-hmm. But that made me smile.
That's awesome. Yeah, you and your daughter are just gonna go create anarchy, and I love it.
It was so funny because her early teenage years, we were constantly at each other, and I always told her, I was like, it's because we're so alike. And I think as she gets older and matures, it starts to swing back around. Where she starts to she's just like, "Man, we can be the best friends." Yeah,
dude,
we
just the way you guys bullied your wife, that is hilarious. You better go back inside, or Jack's gonna spray you. That had me dying, and I'm like, God, that is just big Donnie energy.
She's got it. She's very strong-willed and stubborn and outspoken. Like her dad.
I wonder where she gets that from. I had something that made me smile, and I forgot what it was. Anybody else have anything off the top of their head?
Jesus, what a week.
I mean,
that's it. Leave it at
Megan the Stallion. Oh my God. I wish we could share what Delvin shared with us this morning.
What about all these?
What in the world?
Yeah, it was so early too. What are you doing so early in the morning? It's too early for this.
Back to Stallion.
Jeez, it's too early.
Clearly,
you need alcohol and lower the lights and stuff. That's an end of the day activity.
I don't
You're doing this you're doing this at crack of dawn.
He didn't say you
wake up in the morning.
I didn't even
go to sleep.
I didn't even have orange juice by the time this man sent this to us. It's
I woke up, I saw Meg the Stallion. I said, "This is amazing. Let me send this to my friends." That is a good friend.
That's nice. That's true.
I should be commended for
a good friend.
Could be worse.
It could be worse.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's too early for that, Delvin. Can it wait till noon?
No,
at least warm up to it, ease up to it.
I gotta get my kids ready.
You were just
in the morning and stuff.
"Guys,
come on,
ass."
Look what happened.
That's all that happened.
Yes. Exactly. That's how you do it. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's a good friend.
It was like
At least it wasn't his
Wake me
again.
up one morning.
It's like
That's
7:19 in the morning.
Which is 4
Perfect
for
time.
me.
I was say that's real early for Dev.
It was early. I don't know what time it was, but it was early. It was early.
It was very early.
I woke up, I saw ass, and I passed it to my friends. Much
Somebody
like
clip that.
Moses did
Somebody
the
clip
Ten
that one.
Commandments.
Oh
Kyle.
my God.
Kyle, clip it.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. I'm a good person.
Out of
I woke up and
context,
said,
it sounded
this is
like a very
amazing.
bad person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let
Like
me
we need to
send
get Chris
this to
Hansen
my
on.
friends.
Selfie.
Whoa. She is a legal woman. I also did the same thing
PSVG out of
on Cadillac
context.
on Mars. I saw one video during the show. I said, Chalfie, my friend, here you go. And it became a whole topic. See? I'm a good man. I look out for my people.
Okay.
This is what this show has become.
Yeah,
I can't.
absolutely.
I don't even know what this show
Yeah.
is anymore.
Yeah, I don't think any of us do.
See, thank you, Chalfie. I am doing the Lord's work.
It's just us. It's the Donnie and Devin
Go out
show.
there.
Right.
Donnie,
It's Donnie, Dev, and friends.
Yeah. Basically.
It's like a sitcom. It's like what will these two get into next? Tune in next week or more Dragon Ball Z.
Anything make you
Vegeta,
smile this week, Kevin?
Krillin.
Honestly, probably doing this. This week has not been a great week, and it's been work. But when I reached out to Donnie and said, "Hey, I couldn't make it last time. I was supposed to come on 2 weeks ago," I was like, "But I think I can do it this week." And he's like, "Come on!" And then things fell into place and worked out today, so I'm here, and this is the most I've smiled. So I'm gonna count this then.
We did it.
Nice.
That's great.
Yay. For me, it's just been my son and him constantly asking me to play video games with him. That has been.
You guys should play Mario
We're gonna
Rabbids.
put that on the shirt.
No, we're gonna play.
Yes,
Smash.
buy
We're
a
gonna
Mario
play
Rabbids game. It comes with Donkey
Ninja
Kong.
Turtles. He it's
Ninja
funny.
Turtles.
I took them to buy toys this weekend or this week Monday.
Did you give him the transform I told you to get him?
Dude,
No,
that Donkey
No, I
Kong
did
DLC
not.
is so underrated. The Donkey Kong
because
stuff was so
it's a
damn
lot of
good.
money and he's 6, and I'm not
It's
doing that.
$50.
Yep.
I will
That's a lot
buy
for a
it.
6-year-old toy.
It's a
He's
lot
gonna play
of
with it for 10 minutes and stop, whatever it is.
Yeah,
money.
yeah,
It
but
transforms.
So
It's
buy it for him.
yes.
So
Yeah,
Delvin,
you can
be
buy
a
it
good
for me.
uncle
Listen,
and buy it for
Uncle
him.
Sounds like
Delvin.
you
Send
need
it his way.
Uncle Delvin, yeah.
Yeah.
I will
But-
buy it and send it to him.
My kids are sitting on all kind of birthday money and stuff, and my son had a tooth fall out, so we gave him tooth fairy money, and he was like, "Dad, when you get home, can you take us to the store to go shopping and get toys?" I said, "You know what? Yes, I will do that." And it was a lovely experience. There was no crying, there was no animosity or anger because they couldn't get this or that because they only had a certain amount of money and had to work within their funds. So that was just a very nice experience that made me smile. And he was looking for Donkey Kong toys. I was
Dude,
like,
get him the
they don't
Donkey
make
Kong
those.
DLC. I was so
No.
upset because I was sure when they released it that they would spin that off and release it as like a separate game, like a packaged game.
Yeah.
And they really should have
should
because
have.
I don't know a whole lot of friends that played it. Even the people that played the game, I always bring it up. I'm like, how was the Donkey Kong? They're like, what? Like, you're missing it. It's like so good. The Donkey Kong DLC was so good. Honestly, if you bought it just for the Donkey Kong stuff, it'd be worth it. $14.99
Didn't
is
it come
worth
out
it
like
for
the
just
DLC
Donkey
come
Kong.
out like 6 months later? Or something like that?
Yeah.
And I was certain, it was like one of my worst predictions. I was positive that Nintendo would sell it as a spin-off, like a $20 retail box copy. Here's Donkey Kong Rabbids.
Yeah.
And then they would sell you the other part of the game. Like if you bought it, then they would try to sell you the other part of the game. Because they used to do that. They did that a lot, like on Wii U, is they would sell DLC and stuff as like extras and side-ons, and they just never did. I was just completely wrong. I would have bet hard money, that this would have absolutely happened. And I'm still upset that it
That'd have
didn't
been a
because
good
I really wanted the box. It's a great box. It would have been a great.
I wonder if they drop it into the Nintendo subscription. It's like the next DLC that comes free with a subscription.
That's
Like-
possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, because they never spun it off standalone, you need the base game.
Yep.
So they would have to give you the whole thing. And I thought it was maybe another way of selling more copies of the game is to sell the expansion standalone. and maybe people would want to buy Mario Rabbids, and they just never did.
Nope.
It's a bummer. The Donkey Kong stuff's great. Dude, it's so good. Like, you can like grab Mario and like he just throws him across the stage. Donkey Kong just rolls him up and just shot puts him. You know, it's great.
That would be all my son would do.
Dude, it's worth it. It's worth it just to do that. That game was so good. That game
is so good. But I will say, I had a coworker buy it for their son who's 6, and I warned her and I was like, "Do not."
Yeah, it might be a bit much.
Exactly. I was like, it's going to be way over his head. She's like, no, but he loves Mario. And I'm like, then get him, new Super Mario. Bros,
yeah,
whatever,
you can still, like,
Galaxy.
he can still, like, run around in the levels. And even then, like, even if he can't, like, strategically beat the levels, it's still cool to see, like, Luigi with a sniper rifle. Like, it's still cool just to see him shoot guns.
To you,
but mom also is incompetent with doing it too. So.
Yeah, my mom. He's just gonna get frustrated that he can't do it, then he has to ask me, and I don't want to play that game.
Sit down and play with him. Sit down and play with him.
We're gonna turn that off. We're gonna play Smash, and that's where we're gonna have our enjoyment. Okay.
Donkey Kong can throw Mario in that too. Just saying.
Yeah,
it's not nearly as good.
It works out great. He's also been asking for all of these old Mario games. Like
now we're talking
all the Wii games. He's been asking me for a Wii U. I'm like,
yes. My man,
they don't make them
my
anymore.
God.
We can't
Uncle
do
Donnie's
this.
gonna have to step up hard for this guy. That's all I ever want as a kid to ask me for a Wii U. I'm gonna be like Willy Wonka. I'm gonna be like, Charlie, you've won. You have no idea who you
every
asked for the Wii U.
Single day. He watches this
kid's
dude
getting
named
Wii U's and
Gamer.
Transformers in the mail now. What's going on?
Right?
Yeah, man.
It's just
the Wii U was amazing. The Wii U
I'm gonna send him some G Fuel, Dev. Let's go.
Thank you.
Oh,
and then I'm gonna have to hurt you because he'll be wired, and that's the last thing I need from this kid. He's
pretty wired.
Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say he's pretty wired as it is.
Yeah, he's wired anyway. Yeah,
he's pretty go.
He is up at 6 a.m. pretty much every day, like ready to go. I'm just like, bro,
Wii U's dope.
This is nonsense.
You get him Mario versus Donkey Kong Tipping Stars. Play on the gamepad.
You can get him that.
I think it's free.
I have no.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen because I'm not going looking for a Wii U either. So,
although the shop's closed, isn't it? So you won't be able to download.
Closing soon. You can still buy like Wii Shop points and use those.
Yeah, he wants all the Mario games basically. So every time he sees a Mario,
is there any Mario games on Wii U that aren't on Switch?
The Paper Mario Color Splash. That's the only one I think.
Yeah, but the better Paper Mario is on Switch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a better game.
But the best was on GameCube.
Yeah. I think Galaxy 2 you still can't play on Switch. And you could play it on Wii U via pack and pat.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but you can play Galaxy through the Mario collection.
Yep.
And it's remastered. It's up-resed. It's nice too.
Mm-hmm. What is the one that's actually on the Wii? The Nintendo, the Mario game. It was in a red
Mario
box.
Bros. Mario Bros.
That was New Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Really
Which you got and
too.
use the better version of it.
Yeah,
but
use
he
the
wants
better
the
one.
other one just because he hasn't played it. So for him, it's not even about it being the better version. It's just there's more Mario. I want to.
Did you get him?
No.
Well,
it's the same game, but it comes with the Luigi extra. So like you don't need that one. Just get the U one. It's better. It has all stuff plus one.
You have New Super Mario Bros. U for Switch, right? Has he played the Luigi portion? Have you shown him the Luigi portion of the game?
Yes, he plays that all the time.
Nice. Yeah, that's better. He didn't need to play the old Wii one. Don't worry about it.
I keep trying to tell him. I'm like, we don't need this old stuff.
Tell him to beat Super Mario World and Super Mario 3 first, and then we'll talk.
He's trying. He's trying.
That's smart man.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't
lost levels.
I don't think there's a whole lot.
He tries that one too. He's like, why is this so hard?
I don't think there's a whole lot of Mario games that you're missing out on Wii U.
No
side story stuff. I see. What I would tell you to do is get him a 3DS and get those Mario games.
He was looking at those. He was looking at those today. He was like, "Do they still make 3DSs, Dad?"
Because they had Mario Bros. They got Mario Bros for 3DS, and then 3D Land, which is excellent.
Yeah, that's what.
And Mario Luigi.
Yeah,
the Mario Luigi games are good too. Yeah.
Yep, and I think there's Tipping Stars and stuff. Isn't there Tipping Stars and stuff on 3D as well? 3DS.
I don't know if it was Tipping Stars, but there was a Mario.
Yeah, they were back then. They were like doing dual release versions of like similar games. If you get them a 3DS, Dev, you got to get them NES Remix.
I don't have to do anything.
No, you got to. The NES remix, man.
Look, this is where uncles come into play. Have fun, because I'm not doing it.
This poor kid.
Boy, oh boy.
Hey,
Yeah.
he's got plenty. All right, poor or nothing.
No.
He's got a Switch that's basically his. Plenty of
He
games.
deserves better than this, Dev. He deserves better than this. Dev's like, play Destiny.
Does he though?
He's like,
He's
but I
only
want to
6.
play.
What does he do? What is he doing?
Dad,
for
I
Dev?
want to play Donkey Kong.
We
Dev's
played,
like, you played
Turtles when we
Destiny,
did
you
it,
like
and
it?
It was great. I wish.
No, I
wish
mean,
we could play Destiny.
if his ass was waking
Dad
up at
needs
6
a
and making me
co-op player.
breakfast,
that'd be a different.
if he was waking up at 6 and
Not
making you
waking
breakfast,
me
then that'd
up
be different.
to get him breakfast.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. What has he done for you? I'm with you, Dev. I'm on your side.
100%.
Damn.
Next
kid.
question from Mike Fowler comes in. He says, "What's your surprise game of the year so far? May not be your game of the year, but a game that deserves a shout out at this time." He also would like to say, Devin.
I would love to hear what your guys' game of the year so far is, because I don't feel very strong on my convictions. But I think my surprise is an interesting one, because I just don't have a whole lot of games that are even like on my list. And a lot of the games that I've played that I've really enjoyed this year or from last year. And it's not that I've been disappointed with everything. I just think a lot of things have been exactly kind of what I expect them to be. Like Dying Light 2 was about what I expected it to be. I don't think it was as good as Dying Light, but it was more or less exactly what I thought it was going to be. I think my surprise game of the year is Kirby. I think it's the best Kirby game I've ever played. And not every Kirby game is great, but I really love Planet Robobot, Dream Course, some of the other ones. And I think this Kirby game was stellar. So I think it's probably my biggest surprise of the year.
Yeah, I'm with you. The Kirby game is great. I'm going to address Kyle the Pug in the chat right now. He says Shredder's Revenge is a surprise game of the year. That shouldn't have surprised you at all, Kyle. That game was going to be awesome from the start. So that's not a surprise. But yeah, the Kirby was a surprise one for me, like as much. And then the other one, which is definitely not going to be game of the year, and it probably won't even be around that much longer, was the Vampire the Masquerade, the Blood Hunt, the Battle Royale. I really like what they're doing at that. I just know there won't be enough players long term to keep that thing going. But it was a unique, different take on something that really caught me off guard, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought it was going to be honest.
Nice.
Yeah. I think my surprise is Sifu. I figured I might like it, but I didn't think I would like it as much as I do. I really, really like Sifu.
Nice.
That game was dope. Just everything about it, the way it moves, the way it feels, the way you can chain stuff together, the replayability of it. Even though you die, you start from the beginning, but the way they age you up and you can kind of keep going to try to learn the levels and everything, I thought was really cool. So that's probably my surprise of the year. My game of the year right now is definitely Turtles. Like nothing has compared to that for me so far this year. Turtles is just absolutely incredible. Delvin?
Don't say Man of Medan, Delvin.
Like
A surprise? Anything to surprise you?
I don't think, not really. Honestly speaking, like everything, it's kind of what I said. Like it wasn't nothing.
Does a demo count?
Sure.
Dude, Cult of the Lamb is fucking dope. Like, it's so good. I can't wait to play it. It's really, really good.
Is that one coming this year?
It's coming out in August.
I think, yeah. August, yeah.
You can pre-order it. Yeah. I think I'm going to pre-order it, too, because I think if you get on a Fanatical or Green Man Gaming right now, you can get it for like $20. You can get like $10 off. But Cult of the Lamb, that demo it just hit everything for me. I was like, because I was so, and it might just be the fact that I had low expectations, thinking it was like another indie rogue thing. But I played the demo and I was like, oh shit, this is so much better than I thought it was going to be. Like, it was just so much, it hit so much harder than I thought. Just everything about it, gameplay, design, visuals, like what it was doing. I was just like, God, this is really good. So I'm all in on Cult of the Lamb. So that's a big surprise. I can help fill in there for Delvin. My game of the year, I don't know. I haven't played enough Horizon. Like, I'm tempted to say Horizon, but I haven't played enough of it to really be able to say that. I think my favorite game that I've played this year is Cyberpunk, right? But it doesn't count. My favorite game that I finished this year is probably Fire Emblem Warriors right now. But we'll see. We'll see after Cult of the Lamb and after hopefully God of War and after maybe I don't know, like, does DLC count? Like, Forza Hot Wheels, does that count? because
Sure,
I'm pretty excited for that.
It's our show. We can make whatever we want to count.
I'm still excited for several games, but we'll see. We'll see after Horizon and everything how I feel.
What did you say, Delvin? You were solo. We couldn't hear what you said.
Horizon. That's the only one I really played and enjoyed the much. So that's the only one I really got into and like went to beat. Like the quarry was great, but it had his problems. So
I'm enjoying what we've played so far. So yeah, I'm gonna save it for next week. But my thing with the quarry is that I play it so much differently than everybody else. It takes me a long time to play it because I play these games with my wife, and I have no idea why we started doing this. We did this with Until Dawn, and we just kept doing it. We play it really weird. So we play with one controller. We play together. Whoever's controlling the game is not allowed to make decisions. So you're playing the game, and then when a decision hits, and whoever's not controlling gets to make the decision.
Isn't that how it should be played?
And then every time there's a decision, we swap the controller. So it turns into
That's exactly how I would play it.
It turns into this mess of somebody's playing something, and then the other person makes the decision that you wouldn't. And then, like, when it's your turn, like, do you do the same thing to them, or do you pick the one you want, or like? And it just turns into this game of trying to do this. Because my wife, she's the white knight, right? She'll save everybody, be everybody's friends. And I don't know who that guy was in the very beginning of the prologue. I forget his name, Zach or Mike or whatever. Delvin. I was like, fuck him. He's done because I got that decision. My wife was like, no, don't do it. So it just turns into, and of course, like we drink and we make it like it's like a drinking game kind of. That's how we kind of turn the thing into. So we just have fun, but it takes a long time because we'll only play like a chapter a week. She doesn't play video games, right? So we'll play, for an hour here and an hour next week, an hour next week. But
what was the very first one in this like whole series? What was it called?
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Yeah. So when I first saw Until Dawn at PSX, the way you play it is exactly how I was like, this is like an awesome party game.
That's
Everybody
hilarious.
Get up. Like,
I've never heard anybody else playing it that
and
way.
You get the crowd involved. They pick the decision and you just pass the controller along. Like I'm like, that is exactly how I would play this game.
Because it has like co-op.
Like
I know a lot of people play it co-op and stuff, and I was like, yeah, we're never gonna play it like that. It's not fun. Like it makes it more fun the way we play it. Yeah. I think because I'm always trying to stick it to her. She's always trying to help everybody. I'm like, why are you trying to help them?
Let these people die.
F them. Because fuck them. That's why.
Exactly.
She's like, we gotta save everybody. I was like, yeah, that's not happening.
Save them for what?
They definitely ain't gonna. I'm trying to kill everybody.
Y'all gotta go. Next question from Kyle the Pug. He says, if Chris Hansen was a gamer,
what
games do you think he would play?
The Michael Jackson movie.
The perfect game for him.
The Michael Jackson.
I got it.
Right?
That's
Michael Jackson's Moonlighter or whatever it was called.
Moonwalker.
Put
some respect on his name, sir.
You?
Put some respect on his name.
How much respect does his name need?
A lot.
Have you seen the HBO documentary? Are you sure about that?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Chris Hansen would play Hello Neighbor, so he gets to look around people's houses and spy on them, and Watch Dogs, because he gets to tap into everyone's phones and stuff, and their webcams and stuff.
Damn,
dude, that's the Watch Dogs game that I want.
Well, that wasn't Watch Dogs 1.
I just want to
Sir, I tapped into your computer, and I have some questions for you. Please have a seat.
Why don't you take a seat there, guy? That'd be amazing.
Sir, this is Denny's. You can't do that here.
So the way that he does his delivery and talks to people, right? Like, you see this, how this looks and all that. I'm going to go with that terrible Rockstar game where you had to read everybody's facial expressions with L.A. Noire.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
You had it right too, Kevin.
L.A. Noire. I was making a joke, but L.A. Noire is a good answer too. Yeah. I agree. That's a good one.
Yeah. I like the Watch Dogs and the Hello Neighbor. I think those are good. Delvin, do you have an answer? Speak into the mic, sir.
I said Predator Hunting Grounds.
That's the answer. You want it.
Predator
That's the answer.
On the nose.
Did it. Delvin wins this one.
Way to go, Delvin.
Very good. We need an Until Dawn game where we get to play as the killer. We go around making decisions whether or not we get to kill the kids or not. like unbeknownst to you.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
That'd
cool.
be awesome.
Flip it.
Yeah.
I've kind of said something like that. I think their formula's kind of getting too samey. Like even the creatures look the same. They need to flip. They need to switch it up, big time.
All right. Next question comes in from Rude Days. He says, "So I know the Keeley's Game Awards isn't the be all end all, but for most, it is the biggest award show."
Yep.
Yeah.
Only one.
So my question is, do you think God of War Ragnarok makes the cutoff date this year? And if it doesn't, do you think it gets the Game of the Year nomination for next year?
What's the cutoff again? Do you remember?
The cutoff is basically you have to be up
December 1st or
by like,
something.
well, yeah, but that's not really the cutoff though. Every year we see this, games that release in November don't get nominated. See that happen
I
like
think it's
every
like
year.
November, like 13th.
But it wasn't
something
because
like
they didn't make the cutoff; they just didn't get nominated. I feel like
Well,
it was
they
December
didn't. That's
8th.
the thing, though, is they don't get nominated because people haven't had enough time to play them and get through them, so they don't get nominated, and therefore they don't get nominated the next year because they don't qualify. So we always have like this gray area game every year when you have these games.
Yeah. I mean, if it comes out in September, yes. I don't think it will, though. I think it's going to be November or March of next year game. So I don't think it gets nominated for this year, but I think it definitely gets nominated for next year. It'll be a game that, I mean, people still talk about the last God of War. So I don't think it's a game that people are going to forget about when it comes around until next year. Even if it's a stellar gaming year, you still figure they nominate like 8 to 10 games sometimes in these Keeley Awards. It's going to be up there regardless of what else comes out. So I don't think it's a game.
Has there ever been a game that released last year that they bring back for the following year?
Yeah. Shoot, there was one like 2 years ago. There was something that everyone was mad didn't get nominated. It's like, because I forget what it was though. But yeah, it's happened at least once that I can remember. Right. I just don't remember what the game was.
Yeah, I feel like if your game isn't out by like mid-October, it's going to be really hard to be nominated unless it's just a landmark like Juggernaut, which God of War might be.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't really thought much Game of the Year. Like usually the years, like we can have this question come up a couple times a year and we can have a good debate on it. Like right now, like it's going to take monumental effort to knock Elden Ring off. So I kind of feel like it doesn't really matter. Like this is just kind of Elden Ring's year. So
yeah.
God of War could do it. It could.
Why we can't just do the Game of the Year like in January or February?
Yeah, well, you know me.
Right.
Yeah, me and Sean did an episode. We tried to fix the Game Awards.
Yeah.
We tried to do it.
Just dumb. But I think God of War comes out this year, but it probably will come too late to get the nod unless they give out like really early copies.
I'm thinking December.
I mean, December is realistic as well.
Early, like first week December, like December.
Yeah, but I mean, Sony even with getting them in in reviewers' hands, typically the earliest you get them is 30 days in advance. So if it launches in December, they're still only getting their hands on it in November. I don't know that would make any difference in that regard. They'd have to get them out super early.
Yeah,
we shall see.
Mm-hmm.
Next question comes from Low Rule. They want to know, is Capcom the best third-party developer right now? They seem to be firing on all cylinders. And if not them, then who? I don't know if Capcom is firing on all cylinders, but I feel like...
Who's out there?
They're doing stuff. I don't know if it's all cylinders. I feel like everybody's just busy. I think we lost
Donnie. I mean, maybe. Or we lost him. I mean, Capcom's doing well. Like I think the stuff they're doing with Resident Evil has been good between 7 and 8, and then the remasters they've been doing, or the remakes rather. Like those are really good quality. They're appeasing the Mega Man fans with those releases there too. But I mean, they still do a lot of stuff that doesn't interest me at all. Monster Hunter for one, like this stuff I don't even care about. So for me, it's still, people haven't been as high up on their games, but for me, still number one is Ubisoft for me. I like almost everything they put out. Are they Game of the Year material? Maybe not, but I play all of them, and I have a great time with almost everything they release. So it's hard for me not to pick them personally.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, it might be Capcom. Capcom consistently makes games that people want to play, like Resident Evil. I'm thinking about all the stuff, all the Resident Evil games. A lot of stuff they've been doing has just been working and clicking with people. at least in terms of like name recognition, they've been killing it lately.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm trying to think in my head, like Square Enix has been hit or miss. Ubisoft's been kind of getting flack for certain things. Then you look at 2K. 2K is okay, but they're mostly known for the basketball stuff yearly and stuff like that.
It's the same thing every year.
EA is non-existent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be Capcom.
Capcom. They're the most consistent.
Yeah. Well, recently,
consistent.
I mean, if you go back
recently,
5 years ago, they really weren't like they weren't doing much.
Right now.
What are you doing? But I forgot too with Street Fighter coming out again too. Like that's another thing. Like that looks dope. So I think that's another win coming up.
They've released a bunch of like archive game stuff recently. Like now, they're just like they have found their stride and they're just pumping them out. So
and all of this quality
might be the one.
That's what I can think about.
Yeah, good call.
Yep. If Donnie ever comes back, he can answer it. But don't know where he's at. He said his whole computer froze up. Fun times. Yeah.
That sucks.
All right. So John 32, he says, which new or recent IP has the most solid game title? He says he's thinking Apex Legends, which he thinks is just a solid name for a game, versus whatever the hell Square is doing with their titles, as in Live Alive or Live Alive or Triangle Strategy or whatever they're doing. That's a good question. I mean, Apex Legends sounds cool.
Yeah.
Personally, I still like Ghost of Tsushima. Like, I really
like that was a great name. And that tells you more about what it is. Like Apex Legends doesn't convey what the game is. So at least with Ghost of Tsushima, you get an idea of what it is. But Square is just off the rails. But at least with Live Alive or Live Alive, whatever it actually is, that it's an old game. Like that was the name. So that's an old name. But there things like the Kingdom Hearts stuff where they're doing like,
And we're back. Well, two of us are back.
I'm back. Can't hear Donnie if you're talking.
There was two Eat the Hypes. Now there's.
Yeah. I mean, we can just keep going. Yeah, like they're not doing any weird Square Enix types names. So, it is what it is. But yeah, I think like Ghost of Tsushima is a great answer there for that one. I don't have one that can top that, honestly.
Oh, I have one surprising. I was going to say Deathloop. That is a solid name.
Oh, that is a great one.
Yeah.
Good
simple,
call, man.
Yet effective. And it kind of gives you the kind of theme of the game. Just Deathloop. I like that name a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense. Donnie, are you here with us audio-wise?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know why Kevin got kicked out. I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry, guys. My entire computer froze. Like not like cached up or anything. Like the whole thing. I could see everything. It was completely frozen. I couldn't move my mouse. I couldn't control delete. I couldn't do anything. I had to just manually power down the computer. So locals are toast, dude.
Oh.
But we have these here, so
sorry, guys.
That's all good. So Dev, I don't think you heard it, but Delvin called out Deathloop as one. I thought that was a great answer too.
Oh yeah,
good name.
Solid
that's a good name.
That was good.
Solid name.
Good name conveys what the game is. Like it's solid. Donnie, since you weren't here, I'm guessing you didn't hear the question.
Yeah.
John 32 asked which new or recent IP has the most solid game title. He was thinking Apex Legends, which he thinks is a solid name for a game, versus whatever it is that Square is doing with their titles. So, what new or recent IP has a good name in your book?
Cult of Lamb.
That's
that
works too.
Everything Devolver's doing, Angerfoot.
Open up my
Steam library here and look through. But yeah, like all the Devolver stuff.
Genital jousting.
That company, like the blood company that I like, New Blood. I love like all of their titles. They're really good too. remember like Kevin, I don't know if you probably didn't play it, but like they made Dusk, but they also have
I know Dusk.
They have Ultra Kill and a Medieval, and a Medieval is pretty excellent.
Medieval, yeah. Did that one, yeah.
So they have good stuff too. But yeah, Angerfoot, Cult of Lamb's. So I'm so in on this thing.
Mage with a gun or wizard with a gun. Yeah,
dude, I bought the hoodie.
I know, I saw.
Yeah, I'm in, man. Let's do it. Cult of Lamb. Give me Stupid Edition. It's cool.
Let's go. TPR wants to know, outside of gaming, how are you guys doing?
Struggling. Hanging by a thread, dude. If it wasn't for this podcast and these people and this gaming, I have no idea, dude. Struggling.
Yeah. I'm exhausted. Starting this new job as a supervisor, managing people, I'm just exhausted. I come home every day and I'm just so tired. I'm like, what is going on? Why am I so flipping tired? Yeah. So yeah, I'm just tired, but all good things.
I'm struggling with like life stuff, I think. Just general like direction. Like I've been doing what I do what feels like for so long, and I've done it for so much. Like we just got the World Cup bid the other day.
Ooh.
It's like this is the last thing I want to even think or do. Like I just set to the point I've been in my job currently since 2009. And that's by no means a long time. That people work 50 years at their job, right? Mm-hmm. And I used to love my job, like used to love it and consider myself one of the best at it. And for whatever reason, the last couple of years, I just don't like it anymore.
It's because the world is a cesspool.
I think so. Like I'm trying not to overreact, and I don't even know what else I would do, to be honest with you. I'm not like super skilled. I mean, I'm qualified for basic jobs, but like the idea of doing a complete career change is scary, at this point in anybody's career when you've somewhat established. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just the idea of like a new giant event, another Super Bowl, and it just makes me like I'm just like I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. Right. It's like you remember I used to yell at my boss. You guys might remember this because after Super Bowl, like there was a part I was actively almost looking to leave. I was just so burnt out. And after Super Bowl, it was supposed to be our time. He was like, we'll get a chance to like breathe and decompress after Super Bowl. Bam, COVID. Mm-hmm. And it's just like
you've been nonstop since that.
Yeah.
That's really a lot of what it is, man. Like and it just seems to be one thing after another.
So the thing is, and I know it's completely like, I don't know, privileged, or I don't know where any other word, but like I feel like I just need like a summer off, like a year off or something. I just need
a sabbatical.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I'm like, I just need a long time away. Not like I don't necessarily even want a new job. I love the people I work with, and I do believe in the work that I do. It's just like I need to not think about this for like 90 days. Mm-hmm. Like 2 weeks doesn't get it. I need like I need time to forget that it even happened for a while, and then miss it a little bit, and then come back. Like that's kind of like where I feel like that's what I need.
Makes total sense.
Does it? Because I feel sometimes like I'm talking crazy, I feel bad because there are people, man, out there actually, because I've done it. There are people out there digging ditches and shit, doing real hard work. So I've done that too. So I'm by no means trying to whine about it. It's just
it doesn't sound crazy. You got to think about all of the information that you have to take in and put out. Like you work in, what you work in, you're dealing with so much all the time, and it just seems like more and more shit just keeps happening. Yeah. Activations here, activations there. So you may not be digging a ditch, but that doesn't mean that the work that you're doing is any less difficult. So
you're certainly in the trench.
Yeah.
I just feel like brain fried. Just brain fried.
As you should.
It's like sit to my computer. I'm just like, I hate doing this. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I hear you there too. Like my job just continues to beat on me too. And I know people, longtime listeners might know, like I always would talk about how my department would shrink and shrink and shrink. Well, a couple months ago, I became the only person in the entire company who knows how to do what I do. And now they started hiring people. So I'm now training people
So here's the funny thing is what they did is they shrunk down to the bottom of Kev, and then they just rehired as Kevin rises. So they bring people.
Yes. Yep. It's exactly what it is. It's just
so Kevin was here,
like,
and everybody was over him, and they fired all these people down to Kevin, and they hired all these people under Kevin. And Kevin just floats.
Yep. I said that. So they hired 3 new people, and they like, well, you have to train them because you're the only one who knows how to do it. And I said, okay, well,
Sure. Yeah.
I need to be in charge of this department then. And both my manager and his manager both said that actually makes a lot of sense. So they're working on that. But other than that, I mean, I'm doing all right for, like, not to bring it down a little bit, lower than what Donnie did. Like, the reason I left kind of podcasting for a while is I wasn't in a great place, mentally, struggling with depression and anxiety and stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing a lot better now. My meds have been adjusted a couple times, so I'm starting to feel better. I've had some other health issues kind of take hold, throughout COVID, not related directly to COVID, even though I've had that twice now. But yeah, but I mean, nothing that serious, like just felt bad for a few days and bounced back. But the other health issues are kind of nagging, stuff like that. So I've just been focusing really on taking better care of myself, both mentally and physically, and trying to get that way. But yeah, it's a struggle when you compile that with work life and just the world as it is today. Yeah. It's not easy. Gaming still acts as an escape for me, where I can just plug in and say, okay, I don't need to worry about what's going on. I'm now at Aloy, fighting robot dinosaurs, or playing stupid games of Fortnite or something like that. It's just the escape where it helps me feel a little bit better. So, but that's where I am. I'm better than I was, and I'm still got work to do, but I'm getting there. That's what matters.
Yeah,
100%, man. Just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other at this point.
Exactly. Yep.
Delvin?
I'm not gonna get the room down, but I'm doing okay. Just busy, man. Just gotta keep moving. Gotta be strong for everybody. That's how I got.
As long as Meg Stallion keeps posting videos, you're gonna be all right.
Exactly.
His cup overfloweth.
Yes, exactly. Keep posting, Meg.
Is she listening?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for
so.
this episode of A Play Some Video Games. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Tell a friend. Thank you, Kevin, for joining us. It was a pleasure having you back on the airwaves.
Thank you.
So follow us on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff. And I got nothing else. So if we're done, play some video games.